Something just shifted in the cosmos, and most people won't even notice. But you're not most people. You're here now for a reason. Because if you understand what's happening with Saturn right now, you're standing at the edge of a choice that could alter the next 15 years of your life. Yes, 15. That's not a dramatization. That's Saturn's real orbital rhythm. Every 15 years, this planet, the cosmic architect, the timekeeper, the karmic enforcer, reaches a position so rare, so exact, it creates a portal for deep structural change. That portal is open right now, not next week, not next full moon. Now, this isn't about a trending spiritual ritual or a feel-good affirmation. This is about the physics of alignment. Right now, Saturn's rings, which tilt at nearly 27 degrees, have gone edge-on from Earth's perspective. They've vanished. And when Saturn disappears like this, symbolically, it strips away the illusions. What's fake falls. What's true reveals itself. No fluff, no filter. That's the cosmic energy you've just stepped into. If your life feels heavier lately, if old problems are resurfacing, if choices suddenly feel high stakes, that's not a coincidence. That's alignment. Saturn is not punishing you, it's positioning you. And wiser souls, they don't panic under this kind of energy. They listen, they act, they build. And the fact that you're watching this video, that's not random either. The universe just handed you a mirror and a blueprint. What you do with it, that's on you. So make sure to like this video to anchor your intention. Subscribe if you're ready for soul-aligned guidance without the fluff. And stay with me, because in a moment I'll reveal the one Saturn-aligned move that could break you out of karmic loops and into real momentum, but only if you act inside this window. Number 1, this rare Saturn moment just started, and it's not coming back until 2040. This rare Saturn moment has officially begun, and it's not coming back until 2040. Let that sink in. We're talking about an astronomical alignment that only happens once every 14 to 15 years. This isn't some weekly planetary retrograde or a passing transit that brushes by unnoticed. This is Saturn, the great timekeeper of the cosmos, reaching its equinox. And when Saturn reaches this exact position, something remarkable happens. Its rings, which usually appear wide and majestic in the sky, tilt edge-on from our view here on Earth. They essentially vanish, gone, invisible. But that's not just a cool science fact. It's a symbolic event, and the symbolism is just as powerful as the physics. Saturn's iconic rings are what give it a sense of grandeur, structure, and mystique. When they disappear from our sight, it's as if Saturn itself is being stripped back to its core essence. No filters, no distractions, just truth. In astrology, Saturn rules over the hardest, most defining aspects of life: time, karma, structure, discipline, and long-term consequences. It governs everything that lasts, everything that tests you, everything that builds legacy. And during the equinox, when Saturn's rings vanish, its energy becomes undiluted. It's pure, concentrated Saturn, and it's here, whether you're ready or not. This is not an energy to play with casually. It's not soft, it doesn't coddle, and it definitely doesn't bend to comfort. Saturn isn't interested in how you feel about change. It's interested in how you act. That's why this moment carries so much urgency. If you align with this energy consciously, if you show up with clarity, responsibility, and truth, you have the power to forge something solid, something unshakable. A commitment, a path, a version of yourself that holds up under pressure. But if you ignore it, if you keep moving on autopilot, making fear-based choices, recycling old patterns, Saturn won't stop you. It will just solidify what you've already chosen, and that's when the energy gets heavy. This is why I say, this isn't an energy you can dabble with. It either forges you, or it fossilizes you. Think about what you're building right now. Think about what roles, relationships, routines, and dreams you're committed to. Are they aligned with who you actually want to become, or are they relics of who you used to be? Because Saturn is watching, not like a judge, but like an architect. It's looking at your blueprints and asking, can this hold weight? And if the answer is no, things will start to crack, not to break you, but to wake you. This moment is about foundations. It's about asking, what do I need to dismantle so I can build something real? What's been propping me up that can't go with me anymore? And where do I finally start building? Not for speed, not for applause, but for endurance. You've just stepped into one of the most defining energetic windows of your life. What you choose to do, or not do, inside this window, it echoes. And the next time Saturn reaches this equinox, that echo will be your reality. So if something in your life feels fragile right now, don't panic. Don't numb it. That feeling is information. Saturn is whispering, build better. Start now. Number 2, why timelines are shifting and how Saturn is editing yours. Timelines are shifting, not in theory, but in real time. And no, this isn't random. Saturn doesn't spin the wheel of fate for fun. It recalibrates based on you, your choices, your patterns, your energy. Right now, Saturn is not throwing surprises at you. It's reviewing the storyline you've been writing all along. Every habit you've formed, every promise you've made or broken, every path you've started but didn't finish, Saturn has been watching, not to punish you, but to hold up a mirror. This equinox is your cosmic checkpoint. A pause in the timeline where Saturn says, are you still aligned with where you say you want to go? And if the answer is no, if the life you're living today no longer fits the future you're trying to step into, then something has to change. The energy demands it. So ask yourself honestly, what patterns have you outgrown? What roles are you performing out of guilt or comfort? What spiritual, emotional, or literal contracts are you still carrying that don't serve you anymore? Saturn doesn't operate in emotional chaos. It responds to alignment. And when your actions and your truth are out of sync, Saturn begins editing your timeline, gently if you're willing, harshly if you're resisting. That's why some people feel like everything's unraveling. It's not punishment. It's positioning. Saturn is making space for who you're actually here to become. And here's the twist. This energy works both ways. Unfinished work gets a second chance, but so do unresolved mistakes. Ignored lessons come back louder. The longer you avoid, the heavier the correction. So this moment, it's not the end. It's your opportunity to course correct before the next chapter locks in. Number 3, if it feels like everything's breaking, it might be a Saturn blessing. If it feels like everything is breaking right now, the job, the relationship, the plan you swore would work, pause before you spiral. Because it might not be a breakdown, it might be a Saturn blessing in disguise. Saturn doesn't destroy what's working. It removes what's false before it lets you build what's true. That's the key to understanding this energy. When life feels like it's falling apart under Saturn's watch, it's not to punish you, it's to purify your path. You're not being attacked, you're being refined. What's crumbling is not your life. It's the illusion you were living under. Maybe you just lost something. A job, a client, a relationship, or a plan that once felt like your whole future. But here's what Saturn knows that you may not fully see yet. You weren't building from truth. Maybe you were building from fear, from obligation, from someone else's dream. Saturn doesn't let that kind of structure hold. It shakes it down so you can build again, stronger, wiser, and finally aligned. This is why Saturn is called the personal trainer of the universe. It doesn't give you fluff. It gives you resistance. It gives you sweat. It gives you limits. Not to hold you back, but to show you where your real strength lives. And it doesn't waste your pain. Every delay, every rejection, every no, it's building you. Tough? Absolutely. But Saturn only builds what lasts. So if you're in the thick of it, if it feels like the universe is tearing something out of your hands, don't shrink. Rise. Look at what's being removed and ask yourself, was it ever truly aligned? Did it actually nourish your soul? Or did it just keep you safe, small, and disconnected? This isn't your downfall, it's your invitation. Saturn is making sure that when you rise on solid ground, not shaky foundations. And you will rise, not because you forced it, but because you finally aligned with something real, something meant for you. This moment might hurt, but it's also holy. You're not being broken, you're being rebuilt, stronger, smarter, and more in tune with your actual power. Number 4. Saturn doesn't reward emotion, it rewards alignment. Here's the truth most people don't want to hear. Saturn doesn't care how emotional you are right now. It's not moved by your panic. It doesn't respond to desperation. You can cry, scream, beg, or manifest with all the candles in the world. But if your actions aren't aligned with your inner truth, Saturn will not bend. Not because it's cruel, because it's honest, ruthlessly honest. This is a karmic checkpoint, a timeline-defining moment, and if you think you can shortcut your way through it with vague intentions or impulsive choices, you're playing a dangerous game. Because here's what Saturn does respond to: clarity, discipline, alignment, not emotion, alignment. That means making choices not from fear, but from knowing. That means listening to your body, your truth, your quiet wisdom, and acting on that even when it's uncomfortable. Desperate rituals, panic decisions, rushed yeses to things you're not really sure about. They might feel like relief in the moment. But Saturn doesn't delete them later, it locks them in. And if you're not conscious, you could wake up months, even years from now, living inside the consequences of a choice you made while in emotional chaos. Say yes to the wrong thing right now, and you might be stuck in that version of your life until 2040. That's not drama. That's the nature of Saturn's timeline. It moves slow, it builds heavy, and whatever you commit to under this energy becomes the foundation of what's next. So, why would you rush that? But here's the gift, the raw, life-changing hope. If you say yes to what's aligned, even if it's terrifying, even if it costs you comfort, even if it requires sacrifice, Saturn will support it. It will help you build something so solid, so unshakable, that future storms won't even touch it. This is that moment. This is that window. Don't waste it performing. Don't waste it proving. Use it to align, to get clear, to act from soul, not ego. Saturn is listening, not to your words, but to your integrity. Choose wisely, because the timeline you choose now becomes the reality you live in next. Number 5. What you choose now echoes until 2040. Let's be brutally honest. What you choose right now doesn't just shape your week or your month or your mood. It shapes your next 15 years. That's not an exaggeration. Saturn doesn't deal in short-term wins. Saturn plays the long game, 15 to 30-year cycles. So what you're entertaining, agreeing to, avoiding, or committing to in this very window. That becomes the foundation of your next era. Read that again. This week's decisions will echo until 2040. That's not poetic. That's Saturn. That's the planet of time and karma doing what it does best, turning moments into milestones and patterns into permanent architecture. So I need to ask you something, and I'm not here to coddle you. What the hell are you building right now? Are you saying yes to something just because you're tired, scared, pressured? Are you choosing silence when you know you need to speak? Are you accepting almost when your soul is screaming for more? Because here's the thing. Saturn doesn't care about your excuses. It's not swayed by how hard life has been. It cares about one thing: alignment. You're either building your future from pressure or from truth. And if you keep choosing from fear, you'll live inside a structure that feels more like a trap than a life. This is your initiation into maturity, into sovereignty, into your next timeline. It's not supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be real. The universe didn't put this video in front of you so you could dabble. It sent you this message because it knows you're capable of more, of rising, of deciding, of building something that lasts. Wiser souls don't run from this energy. They ride it. They don't collapse under pressure. They turn it into legacy. And you are one of those wiser souls, but only if you act like it. So stop delaying. Stop pretending you don't know what to do. You do. The time is now. The portal is open. Saturn is watching. Choose like your future depends on it, because it absolutely does. Number 6. A decision is rising, and you already feel it. There's a decision rising in your life right now, and don't pretend you don't feel it. It might be loud, obvious, and unavoidable, or it might be quiet, sneaky, disguised as subtle discomfort. But either way, you know something's coming to a head. That tension in your chest, that unease in your gut, that strange craving to change something, anything, even if you can't fully name it, that's not anxiety. That's Saturn knocking. And here's what you need to understand. Saturn doesn't beg. It doesn't chase. It doesn't bargain. It presents you with a moment, and then it watches what you do with it. This is that moment. A choice is rising, and the more you delay, the heavier it becomes. You can choose now from alignment, from truth, from vision, or chaos will choose for you later through breakdowns, losses, regrets, karmic reruns. That's not a threat, that's a pattern. Saturn doesn't push, it waits. It waits for integrity. So stop pretending you're confused. You're not. You know what's out of alignment. You know what doesn't feel right anymore. The real question isn't whether you feel it. It's whether you'll honor it. Will you choose what's right for your soul? Or will you keep choosing what's safe for your ego? You don't need more signs. This video is your sign. The universe brought you here not to entertain you, but to call you out. To ask, are you ready to stop postponing your life? Are you ready to make the decision your future self is begging for? Because let me be clear, this moment will close. Every equinox passes. Every window seals. And if you don't act with clarity now, the opportunity morphs into consequence. That's how time works under Saturn's rule. You are standing at a door only truth can open. Not comfort, not habit, not fear. Only truth. The question is, will you walk through it, or will you wait until it locks behind you? Choose, and choose like everything depends on it, because it does. Number 7, how to use this energy wisely before it seals. This is your moment to act, not think, not overanalyze, not scroll your way into distraction. Act. Saturn doesn't reward delay, it rewards devotion. You are standing in one of the most potent energetic portals of the decade, and if you let it pass you by because you are too busy or not ready, that's on you. No one is coming to push you through this. That part is yours. This is not the time to coast, to hope things magically work out, or to keep repeating cycles you already know are misaligned. If something feels off, it is. If something feels forced, it is. Stop ignoring the signs. Saturn has stripped away the fluff. There's nowhere left to hide. Everything you're doing right now is either anchoring you deeper into misalignment or launching you into your next chapter. There is no neutral ground. So, how do you use this energy wisely before it seals? You get clear, ruthlessly clear. No more vague intentions, no more half-hearted rituals, no more saying yes to things you're secretly praying will fall apart. If you're doing a ritual today, let it be clean. Let it be intentional. Let it be rooted in truth, not ego. Speak what you mean, because Saturn listens to clarity, not chaos. And when it comes to your decisions, ask the hard questions. Is this built from fear or from truth? Am I choosing this because I truly want it or because I'm afraid not to? Would I still choose this if no one applauded me for it? These are not spiritual riddles. They're survival tools in Saturn's realm, because if you choose something out of fear right now, you might get it and then be stuck with it. But if you choose from alignment, even if it's terrifying, Saturn will build with you, slowly, strongly, lastingly. Already made a messy choice? Good. That means you're human. But here's the gift. Saturn respects course correction more than blind commitment. It doesn't care if you stumbled. It cares if you get up with integrity. So revoke what needs to be revoked. In meditation, in your journal, out loud under the sky. Say it. Cut the cords. Rewrite the vow. Reclaim your sovereignty. You're not trapped unless you keep acting like you are. And don't you dare waste this energy waiting for someone else to validate your truth. This is your life. This is your Saturn cycle. And if you don't move now, the window closes and what's left becomes your reality for years. Get honest, get clear, get moving. Because if you don't choose your next chapter, Saturn will choose it for you. So here's the truth. If you've made it this far, you already know this isn't just another astrology moment. This is a cosmic turning point. Saturn's equinox is here, and how you show up now will echo for years. No more waiting, no more excuses. Align, act, and choose like your future depends on it, because it does. If this message hit home, like this video to anchor your intention. Subscribe for more real soul-level guidance. And if you're ready to claim this shift, comment the number 77 below. Let the universe know you're not asleep. You're awake, and you're ready.